I mean, that's what a career is, right? Yes. A career typically is 30 to 40 years of work. If you're going to spend 30 to 40 years doing something, it might as well be something you're interested in. Otherwise, you'll just be doing it for the sake of it. Half of your life is that. So technology has always made certain jobs, roles redundant. And people have always had to find alternative role. With the stock image industry, right?
Yes.
Big players.
Yeah.
And now suddenly, because of this, you can generate two people talking in a cafe. You just write that and you have an image
Yes.
generated. And suddenly a whole class of people whose work would have been, to capture these pictures, they have to figure out what next to do. So when you say you should have good networking skills, I will say translate that down to help a lot of people. If you are on a path that you don't see the future of, explore others.
Yes.
Right. First is make all your mistakes early, which means try more things.
Fail fast.
Yeah, maybe that's one way of putting it, right? You never worry too much about, how you're going to grow or how, some riches are going to come. I don't think I would in any way go tell my younger self, go aim for that success. I think I wouldn't know what to tell.
Yeah.
How to be successful.
Yeah.
I can tell my younger self how to have a very interesting, fulfilling journey.
Hi guys. So we are sitting at Chicago Pizza of LPU, and after your fantastic response on our last episode with Rajesh, I have finally planned my second episode with Mr. Anil. So let me introduce Mr. Anil to you. He is also my technical mentor. He is, by the way, CTO of Kalvium. He has a interesting background while working as at Google and HackerRank. So in this podcast, he will share his expertise regarding to career guidance, some AI related things, and new technology trend. You need to hear more from Anil's experience as working as a full-time software engineer in this field. Now, welcome you, Mr. Anil.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. I am also one of you. I'm one of the subscribers of this channel, so I'll be looking forward to this.
Yes. So let's start this conversation. First of all, I like you to give your background. I mean, how did you come up in this technological field? How you chose this career, and what was your main focus when you started working in this field?
Right.
Yeah.
So why did I join this? I think I'm one of those people who very early on recognized I want to work as a software engineer. I think it was in my, 8th standard or 9th, we had the basic as a course in one of the computer course. And I found that I was able to write Fibonacci program like on the spot.
Yeah.
And somehow this was then I felt, oh, I get it. I understand it. I want to enter into this field. And that is how I joined. And obviously that was my intention from then. So I did my +2 accordingly. I finished my engineering, joined the industry. I've been in the industry for 15 years or so. I've probably been coding for 20 years now. It's one of the things that brings me a lot of joy.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a very brief background. I'm happy to go deeper wherever.
No, it's fine. I glad that you are already having a clear mindset that I want to go into this field. So currently, many people doesn't have this kind of clarity that we want to go in this field after our school. So can you just give something to them that why is it important to have a predefined goal from their school and college?
No, I don't think it's important to have predefined
Okay.
goals, right? In fact, I had clarity that I love computers.
Okay.
So I had an interest.
Hmm.
I don't think I saw myself as a potential software engineer in this company or doing this. That I think came up along the path. What I knew is I really like this and I want to explore it more.
Yeah.
In that sense, I had clarity that I love the subject. To your point of should it, I think it's necessary for someone to have that clarity early on. No, right? If I look across my career at a whole set of people
Yeah.
who I would say are successful, so majority of my network would be in the software engineers and this area. But I also, my wife is a doctor, so I know lots of doctors that way. And many other professions from my wide family.
Nice.
Many are very successful in their thing. But if I were to ask them, did you know in your school or college, +2 or even higher education, what you will want to do? I don't think all of them would say yes. So there's no way that your, career success is anyway reliant on getting it. It's always good to explore interests.
Okay.
So whatever it doesn't need to be studies related. In my case, it became one of the subjects, right? Like I wasn't that great on my languages back then.
Got it.
But some of physics, math were okay. I enjoyed them. And what I really was interested in, like I wanted to do more than what the course said, was computers.
Okay.
Like, so if you find an area, for some it could be music, for some it could be, I don't know, something completely outside of sports, go after that. Like find something interesting and just begin.
Yeah, so that's a good point that explore different things and find your interest where you are very interested, and then pick up that line. Maybe you will find your purpose there.
True. If I have to expand, I will say, I mean, that's what a career is, right? A career typically is 30 to 40 years of work. If you're going to spend 30 to 40 years doing something, it might as well be something you're interested in. Otherwise, you'll just be doing it for the sake of it. Half of your life is that. So, I mean, I can speak to my interest in computers and that career. I'm sure someone else, like if I were to ask my wife, she was very interested in biology, and she picked that path for herself.
Nice.
And it's okay to also not have this thing. I think it's completely fine. You can find your interest later, but just find an interest, and when you do, dig into it.
Yeah, it's completely fine. Either you do something you love, or if you already pick some path, then start loving what you do. That can be also another way.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's a very good. I think once you pick a professional path, typically after your college, you have entered something. And you have to do it, right? You have to make a livelihood. You have to, you enter the world.
Yes.
At that point, you might as well enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're doing it and you're finding it every day is a push and you're not getting motivated. Versus the same thing, if you can find the interest and build your interest and build it, why not? I completely agree.
Yes. So that was first thing we started with. It went very well. Second, I would like to, now if you see in the world, then there is this AI thing booming around. So there are a lot of tools like ChatGPT, which helps us to talk to AI and get some answers. Another tools like people are using many AI tools to automate their work and get it done very easy. Like one is ChatGPT, other is Loka, which is logo designing tool. Then there are some other tools like Tom, which helps you to create some stories and presentation. Other tools, there are also some tools that can create some human beings and create some videos without any video. So
so you enter a prompt and it actually generates the video?
It generates the video.
What's it called? I have not seen.
No, I forgot the name, but there is one AI that will create a human being for you and it will speak your script. So that's very fascinating thing. So what I feel is many people have this doubt that if you actually just I think yesterday me and my friend Aryan, we were trying to create a website. So we wrote a prompt to ChatGPT that create a website that has logging functionality. It has a user dashboard and it shows some graphical things on dashboard. And the front end should be React, back end should be Node.js, and database is in SQL. And we entered. So ChatGPT literally wrote the code. Not he didn't give us guidance on how you can do, but it literally wrote a React file and Node.js file. So I think that's very
powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. So many people have this doubt that if ChatGPT can do this, maybe in future some AI can replace our software development job.
Yeah.
So what is your view on that? Because I have been telling that there is a person who has built AI, right? So how AI can replace that person's job? So what is your view on this?
Yeah, this is not an uncommon worry or fear. In fact, I will say, software engineers mostly are waking up to it now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that technology has been automating away certain roles.
Yeah.
And people have had to find new roles forever. There's this, I forget the name of the philosopher. I believe it may be Bertrand Russell or someone else. It's called the broken mirror theory, which, or something like that. The parable goes that people want to organize and go break windows with a stone once every month, so that the business of the window people grows. But the point is, you cannot keep jobs around just to have. Like when cars came along, the horses and the horse cart pullers were out of the role. However, they had to, at the time, 100 years ago, also had to find out a new livelihood. There is a very interesting page in Wikipedia, list of jobs that no longer exist. It has hundreds, if not more, such jobs. There was a job that was a lamplighter. Before electricity, there would be lamps, and it was a role where someone hired someone, the city hired someone, they would go every day and just lamp the lights. And I was reading through that list, right? So technology has always made certain jobs, roles redundant. And people have always had to find alternative role. The thing is, it's coming higher and higher in the knowledge chain, let's say, which is, in some classic sense, if you call some work as knowledge work and some work as more labor oriented, right? So far, it's been the more labor oriented that technology was doing away. But with the rise of AI, a lot of the knowledge work is also getting replaced. And then I will say, in the end, it's the same truth, even for people here. It's the same truth that applied to people who were so far, whose roles were getting redundant. There will always be things that technology will be able to do, and it is the job of the person to always also build the new skills needed to find the role. So, is the worry real? Should the worry be there for people? I will say yes. If anything, more and more niches you'll have to develop. Like you develop a certain skill which is a certain niche, and that can keep you, that is something that's not yet automated. But if something is going to get automated, it is going to, those roles are going to go away. Will software, see, so to take your example of that React project, right? First of all, I have to say, as students and every other students, right, the goal is to learn. So, you might as well do the work rather than getting ChatGPT to do it, because ChatGPT is to solve a problem. So when you're in problem solving mode, use those tools. But when you're in learning mode, actually learn. It's like, obviously, if you have to think of a first standard, second standard student, they can use a calculator to do additions. But the goal of doing the exercises on pen and paper is for them to understand the concept and learn. So, right? So students don't use ChatGPT, learn it. That said, definitely use tools. Definitely use ChatGPT when you're actually solving a problem. This is a tool in your arsenal. If you have to write a function to do something, you might, for sure, use it and plug it in. That's how I work as a software engineer, right? If I have to solve a problem, if I know a tool can solve it for me, I will not break my head. I will use the calculator. That's completely fine. So, yes, having made that point, the example you gave was a starter project, so to speak. Those kinds of things will get automated. In fact, we didn't need to wait for ChatGPT. GitHub has released Copilot, I think, for more than a year.
Copilot.
So Copilot is exactly the same. In fact, on the back end, it's using the same OpenAI technologies itself. So Copilot is something that anyway does it for you. So these tools are going to grow and improve. And they are, for now, able to do, say, small, meaningful chunks of work. Like, hey, set up a startup project. Write a function to see if a number is a prime number or not. Can they solve a problem like the business level problems? Maybe not. Because that much intelligence doesn't exist. Will it? I have to make a bet, maybe 5 years from now, yes, the code generators and the AI tools of the time are going to be able to solve some basic business problems also. Which means, you have to stay ahead of the pace if you want to stay as a software engineer. Just like every other role has to stay ahead.
Yeah, so keep learning new things and improving yourself. Yeah, that could be a key that. But AI cannot replace the full-time software engineer jobs, right?
Uh, I will not say no. Because, I mean, if we have to learn from history, the march of technology is to make roles redundant. It's not to make people redundant.
Yeah.
People will always have other things to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that said, when someone has some disadvantages, AI also has some advantages. Like it can make our work easy and save our hours of time writing some same code every time. So there could be one thing that some people can use the AI tools to set up their project, as you say, startup project. So can you speak on this topic that how the current working people can use AI effectively to make their work more easy and save some time and increase their productivity?
I mean, you just have to get to know your tools, right? If you
Yeah.
compare an engineer to any different engineer, let's take a civil engineer, for example, who designs buildings. Let's say a new type of brick comes out, a new type of cement comes out, which has different structural properties. You have to learn those properties
Yeah.
before applying them. You have to understand, okay, does it give me more load bearing strength? Does it give my buildings more flexibility in case of, say, earthquake and so forth? So some tools or some new technologies will have a specific positive purpose. I think AI and ML are pretty much, I mean, see them as huge positives.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you called out some negatives, which is around the people in these roles,
Yeah.
potentially. But broadly speaking, they are great positives for the world.
Yes.
So how do you as an engineer stay on top of them? You have to just try them out, experiment. So when a new tool comes out that can help, just spend a few hours trying it out, playing with it.
Yes.
You will develop a sense of, hey, where can this help me in my day-to-day work? And then when you notice an opportunity in your day-to-day problems that you're solving, so maybe I can plug that in and solve it there, right? Plug it in and try it. That is typically how software engineers in the industry stay on top of tools. You have to just keep using it, because if you enjoy the field, you're always tinkering, playing around. For example, ChatGPT. I would say millions of engineers over the past few months have just been playing with that tool.
Yeah.
That is why of the 2-3 things I've not heard of them, that Loka and the presentation thing, which I saw many students using, the video thing, that sounds very exciting to me.
Yes.
I have not heard of them because they have literally come up, I think, over the past month. And I've just been out of the loop, I guess. But I'm sure more of these things are going to come out.
Yes.
How are they coming out? Because those people are trying it out. And how is it spreading? All of you are trying.
Yes.
And you're no longer
Word of
using,
mouth.
Google Slides or the PowerPoint.
Yes.
You're using these tools to generate.
True. There are some other tools also, like there is DALI and Midjourney that is used to
The open source
create images.
Correct.
Yeah, so such tools will keep coming up and we can use it for our benefit. But
Absolutely, right? But on the other hand, the same thing has happened there with the stock image industry, right?
Yes.
Big players.
yeah,
And now suddenly, because of this, you can generate 2 people talking in a cafe. You just write that and you have an image
Yes.
generated. And suddenly a whole class of people whose work would have been, to capture these pictures, they have to figure out what next to do.
yes.
So
They
I will
will
say
innovate.
in some sense, that's how engineers also have to be mindful that these tools are powerful. You have to also keep yourself updated. So you either become a user of those tools, so you're better able to solve problems in the world, do
Yes.
the next level stuff.
True.
But you have to stay that one level above.
So that means one thing we can point out is people should keep learning new things and improving themselves, so that tomorrow they will stay ahead of the crowd. So it becomes little more complex. They can do some more complex work that no one else can do. So that we can say that there is a importance of learning new things every day and growing yourself, because otherwise Yes.
I mean, it's not just related to software engineers.
No,
by
in
the way.
any
No,
field.
any adult.
yes,
If you want to keep growing, you have to keep learning. There's no way around it, no matter
Yeah.
what role you are in.
yeah,
Because otherwise you stagnate and you will not be able to solve problems more efficiently, wider, for more people and better. If you want to grow, you want to give more value out there to the world. That's how the world works.
yes.
To give more value, you have to, stay up to speed.
Yeah. So that was a very good answer on this AI topic. Now I'll like to switch to this thing that there is one of my friend. He keeps saying that networking is important. Networking is important. I also feel like that.
You mean
in,
people networking?
Yes.
Okay.
So in this software development career, when people are switching their job to other companies or maybe starting up their new ventures, so they need some networking. I mean their connections, right? So if they are switching to a new company, they can maybe they should have a good connection to the recruiters. They can if they are starting a new venture, it should be that they have a good connection with people who can work with them, right? So, according to you, what is the importance of networking? Because people doesn't understand this.
Let me. What has helped me the most significantly in the past 15 years of my life, professional career?
Yeah.
I will say it is the people I could lean on in various times, at the place that I'm working at or outside of it. While it is bandied about that, you should network and have connections and LinkedIn and so forth. I mean, that is the symptom that but it's not the thing to go after. The goal isn't to have 500 or 1000 or 2000 connections on LinkedIn, right? That's not what networking is. Networking is, are there people who will help you out, little bit or a lot, in the future? That's all. And it's not, again, it was just software engineering, right?
Yeah,
Every
any
role.
field.
Forget field or career, just personal life also.
Yes.
Do you have a set of people who are there for you for whatever purpose? In your personal life, do you have people that when you are facing a problem, you can go lean in on them and ask for a solution, or just have a shoulder to cry on? In your professional life, like you said, sometimes you have to change jobs. Other people you can reach out to, or wider, when you are an entrepreneur, how will you get your first few customers? Well, are there people that you have known who you can approach and say, hey, do you want to try out my product? Or can you say, hey, can you connect me to someone who could be a user? In the end, it is good relationships. That's what networking is. You should have good relationships with people. A relationship can be and the authentic way of developing good relationships is just helping people.
Yes.
So when you say you should have good networking skills, I will say translate that down to help a lot of people. When you become the kind of person who, for the smallest of things, said, hey, that you're facing a small bug technically, let me help you. Or, hey, there's some personal issue, right? Here's a suggestion, right? If you want someone to listen to your problem, I'm there. If you are the person for whom who's out there to help, you will be seen as that kind of person. And these are the things that pay off over the long term.
Yeah.
Over my career, thankfully, I have had mentors who I reach out to from time to time whenever I have a question and so forth. And I would like to think that over time, I have helped a lot of people with no expectation of any payment or anything, right? It's pure, I'm sowing seeds for way in the future.
Yes.
And how do you sow those seeds? You just help people. That's all. Forget all other terms of networking, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. Those are all places where you can find people.
Yeah.
But as long as, start with your friends, start with your family around you, right? Whether it's in technical, personal front, just find opportunities to help and help. Nothing, I mean, that will pay off way, way more. So for example, right, my roles prior to Kalvium, I was at Google. That came through via referral. Right. And the referral came because of someone I worked with who I had this good rapport. How did I build that good rapport? I probably helped them or probably had good exchanges. And then there's a reference check process, typically in many companies. And then I could point to 5 people and say, hey, you can talk to these 5 people who are already in your organization, and I worked with them. And they all internally, I'm sure, would have given a good note saying, oh, we liked working with Anil.
Yeah.
And that made the case and provided some professional path for me.
Yes.
Same things happen on the personal front and so forth. So I never knew, like I was not even, I didn't build those relationships thinking, oh, I'll have that role and there'll be a referral for me or they'll provide that good reference for me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just enjoy solving problems. I found, and because of that mindset, someone was probably facing something sometime, a technique. I probably helped them. I had good conversations, interesting conversations with them. You keep sowing these seeds. They will bear fruit it's karma, right?
Yeah.
They will bear fruits in the future.
Yes.
So be the kind of person that's always helping people, and you have network. That's networking.
Yeah, like giving to the people will help them, and
Yeah.
that way you will.
Yeah, I think I mean, in Hinduism, the concept is karma.
Yeah.
You are just getting good karma. The more karma you have, the more networking.
It's not like going to people and
It's not shaking hands,
Yeah.
giving a card, and hey, give me your card, right?
Yeah, we both are now in connection. That way
That's all. No, just talk to them. Hey, what are you interested in,
Yes.
right?
Try to provide some value to the other.
Yeah, so there you go. This podcast.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting. I follow you.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not. There's no payment or anything here, right? I just came. I like it. I would like to spend an hour, sharing something for whatever it's
Yes.
worth. You hopefully get some benefit.
Yes.
Somewhere in the future, who knows?
Karma.
Karma, exactly.
that
But
was
I'm
my-
doing this because I'm having fun. I'm not doing this for that.
Yeah.
Karma. All that keeps happening.
Well, last time Rajesh came, he also said that I do what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So
You also have to start enjoying this.
Yes.
Many engineers, especially because I'm in this field. Very early on in the career, are very inhibited. I won't say introverted. Even introverted people can help others.
Yes,
right?
they
can
can.
have discussion. So you have to get over that initial inhibition and just start seeing the diversity of people. I think early on in college and stuff, you get into very sometimes stereotypical zones. I should be like this. I'm only part of this group and so forth. No, that's not how the world works.
Yeah.
You just the diversity of people, different mindsets, different kinds of thinking. You want to be a sponge and take it all, and just talk to a lot of people, and start building those connections. And then from there comes the help and interesting friendships, conversations.
yeah.
Yeah, that's networking.
Yeah, that's true. So there is one question that I asked to probably all of the people I meet. I also like you to answer this. Are you happy now doing whatever you do? I mean, every day you wake up, you do some task. So are you happy doing whatever you are doing? Because there is a study that says most of the heart attack happens on the Monday morning. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because people are doing the jobs that they don't want to do, but because they are having a loan, EMI, and debt on their head, they have to do something to make money. And because they don't like working at wherever they are working, or maybe their managers are very daunting, so they don't want to wake up at Monday and go to their work and do the same task after having a good weekend. So they just give up, and that's how they end up having a heart attack. So is this what is your perspective on the thing you are doing, and are you happy doing it right now?
If I have to broadly answer, yes, very happy.
Okay.
Are there days that are frustrating? For sure. There are days that go well where when I go to sleep, it's nice. This day went well. I have plenty of those days. There are some days where I probably don't get sleep because I'm continuously thinking about some specific thing or a problem. Right? There are those days too, especially I've joined this entrepreneurial path now. There's way more variance now than there used to be before. That said, I think I really like was it Steve Jobs who said he had this habit. I don't follow that, but it really connected with me. He woke up every morning, looked in the mirror, and said, am I enjoying what I'm doing? And he said if the answer was no for a continuous number of days, then he would really rethink about continuing to do it or not.
Yeah.
And somehow that philosophy stuck with me, that you have to from time to time introspect and make changes when you are not happy. So for example, some of those examples. So first of all, I'll say it's a privilege to be in a position where mostly you're happy.
Yeah.
In the end, through whatever needs of people, right? There's a spectrum of people. Like you said, someone may just have an EMI on their mind that they need to get. I wonder if I was in that situation, what my answer would have been, how happy each day is. But there's also the mindset that you carry. Can you carry the growth mindset and say, okay, whatever adversities, there's only so much I can control. The factors in my control I will do.
Yeah.
The factors out of my control are anyway out of control. So why worry about it?
Yes, true.
And if you can just carry that mindset, no matter what situation you are in,
Hmm.
I think you can get past those bumps.
Hmm.
And again, that Steve Jobs quote: if there's too many continuous days
Hmm.
where the answer is no,
Hmm.
I'm not enjoying what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Probably it's worthy of some introspection and
Hmm.
trying to, okay, where is that source of what's the key reason I'm not happy?
Hmm.
How do I change?
Yeah, true. There is also this movie, I guess you might have seen it, Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
So that movie shows us that even if you don't like something, just to sustain your life, you have to do it. But after a certain time, you can switch your job, right? You can
Yeah.
switch to something that you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, I saw it a long time ago. In many movies, I forget the plot, but I only remember how it made me feel.
Yeah.
I remember Pursuit of Happiness exactly leaving that feeling for me. This was Will Smith, and he's struggling and putting his son through
Hmm.
fighting that adversity.
Hmm.
No, I completely agree. I've also had those chunks of time, by the way.
Hmm.
While the answer right now is yes, I'm happy. There
Yeah.
were periods in my career
Yeah.
which were not so good, especially I would say the third year for me of out of college
Okay.
was on the lines of I was not enjoying what I was doing,
Hmm.
and I didn't have the maturity to understand I'm not enjoying it. I at the time thought something has gone wrong. I'm not doing something right.
Hmm.
What is missing? Why am I not able to find this interesting or keep on top of it?
Hmm.
It took some external conversations,
Yeah.
just talking to people to be able to do that introspection. No, it's actually I need a change.
Yes.
And at that point, I actually quit.
Yeah.
But I spent a year not even realizing it. So I will say that is a skill to develop.
Hmm.
Now I know that maybe I have the maturity over time,
Yeah.
having gone through those experiences, to catch it earlier. Maybe that's a skill to develop, right?
Yes.
How can you catch as soon as possible
Hmm.
that? And maybe that Steve Jobs is the answer. Every day you wake up, look in the mirror, and say, "Am I going to enjoy what I'm doing today?"
Yeah.
And if the answer is no for too many days, maybe you need it.
In such scenario, giving up is a good thing. It's not a bad thing because I think you might know this person Ankur Wariku. He's a social media influencer now.
Yeah.
He went to America to learn, I think, aeronautical science or something related to physics. But there he figure out that he's not actually enjoying that thing, and he's in pressure, and things are not going his way. So he actually gave up from that situation after going to US and getting admission into the college. And then he came to India. He tried his career here, and now he's having a good life. I mean, you can say that he's in top 1% people now. So that decision is also important. That if you are struggling there, if you don't want to continue, then it's okay to give up.
I agree, right, broadly. I think the term give up has too many negative connotations
Yeah.
attached to it. Probably what I would say is if you are on a path
Hmm.
that you don't see the future on,
Hmm.
explore other paths.
Yes.
Right. But also, it shouldn't be that easy that, oh, I tried it for a week or something, or, months, and it's not.
Yeah,
working.
you should give it time.
Yeah, giving up is not the right thing.
Yeah, that time it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was very good conversation we had. Wrapping this up, I would like to I'd like to request you to address the youth generation who are in college, maybe watching this video. They're willing to go into some tech companies and have a very successful career. So, what is your one piece of advice that you would like to give them, or maybe what advice you would like to give yourself when you were in the college?
Yeah,
that might help them.
Correct. That is easier for me to do, right?
Yeah.
Because I respect the wide diversity of people,
Yes.
and not all of their options, would be the options that are there for me. So let me answer that second question, which is what is the advice that I would have given myself, right? Which is make all your mistakes early, which means try more things.
Fail fast.
Yeah, maybe that's one way of putting it, right? Which is, I think, like that scenario, that 1 year where I just spent struggling, I should have identified it
Yeah.
faster. one thing I'll say I'll go tell my younger self you did a good job on that. Is you were always exploring and interested in more and more technical things.
Yes.
That was my case. That's a good job. Don't give that up. Just keep exploring and learning. Another thing I'll probably give a mini shabash to my younger self is you never worried too much about how you're going to grow or how some riches are going to come. I don't think somehow, for whatever reason, my younger self, maybe a bit of privilege, was blind to that aspect of it and just focused on the learning. And overall, I think that's not a bad philosophy. It worked out well from building a very interesting career. I was not aiming for a successful career at all. I think success just happens. As long as you stay interested and you are invested, I enjoy what I'm doing. This is so interesting for me. Let me do more of this.
Yeah.
I think success and the other things are byproducts and they come.
Yes.
I don't think I would in any way go tell my younger self, go aim for that success. I think I wouldn't know what to tell.
Yeah.
How to be successful.
Yeah.
I can tell my younger self how to have a very interesting, fulfilling journey. Whether the journey ends in so-called financial mediocre success, big success, I don't think I would care to advise him on that. It's okay. None of that matters is what I'll say. But if you are fulfilled, if the things you are solving are interesting and you connect to the problems, you spend your days not feeling like it's work, but oh wow. It's like I spent a year doing just one open source project. I don't think some specific success came from that. But over the years, that has paid off so much.
Yeah.
Like, my skills grew. I can lean back on that and say, yeah, I did something significant in this world. The feeling that comes from that is way more than whatever financial up and down.
Yes.
That's the advice I would give my younger self.
Yeah.
I would give the same to all the youth also.
Yeah. So summarizing this, explore out different domains. Make mistakes, learn from them, and keep growing. Also retrospect on yourself and figure out where you made mistakes and what is not going well. So
I think that is the key one. If you can learn introspection early, nothing like it, right? So introspection is a feedback loop. When your feedback loop helps you correct. So have as many introspection and feedback loops in your life as possible.
Yeah. So that was very good conversation we have had. I hope you guys also liked it. And please subscribe to this channel and tune in for more such videos.
Where is the button? I'll point to it.
Yeah, you can point. I'll put it there.
Okay. Subscribe.
Yeah, tune in for such more conversation and also put your feedbacks in the comments and what you learned from this thing. So just put one learning that you got from this conversation, so that it will also make me motivated to bring up some more guests. So yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for Anil to be on this show.
Thank you.
And I will finish this video here. So Tara, bye bye. Take care of yourself.
Bye, folks. Thank you, Raju. Bye.